Morning guys, welcome to yoga with me, Louise. My hair is a bit bouffant today, but never mind. So I'll just wait for a few minutes to see if anyone's joining me live, and if not, I'll get started. If you are using a mat, grab it, or a towel, and if you have a yoga block, you might want it to modify some of the postures, or you might want to grab a cushion or something if you've got one handy, and you might want something warm to put on for the relaxation at the end of the class, okay? If you have got any injuries, just listen out for the options and alternatives, and just listen to your own body. You know what works best for you and how your body's feeling today. All right, so let's get going. I'm going to start with a warm-up. So we're going to start by stepping the feet nice and wide. Turn the toes out, push the knees out in line with the middle toes, and then tuck the tailbone under so your spine is nice and long, and relax the shoulders away from the ears. Abdominals are drawn in. We're just going to start by breathing in, lifting the hands up towards the chest, and exhale as we push down. Inhale to rise, and exhale to sink, pushing the knees out. 2 more times. One more. Alright, inhale, fingertips rise overhead. Exhale as we push down to the centre and relax the body forwards. And again, inhale to rise. Exhale to push down. 2 more times. Breathing in and out through the nose. One more. Alright, shifting the body weight side to side now. Pushing those knees out in line with the toes. And let's add a figure of 8 arms. So just let the arms be weighted and heavy. Just let them swing. Lovely. Chest lifted nice and proud. Couple more. And release. Come to centre, clasp the hands overhead, and then sink down into a plie squat. Slide the shoulders away from the ears, and we're just going to pulse. Breathing out, out, out. The inhalation will happen naturally. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rise. Walk the feet hip width apart now. And let's just check our alignment. So lifting up tall through the crown of the head, squeezing the shoulder blades together behind you, and make sure you're in a neutral spine, so you're not arching and you're not tilting underneath with the pelvis. All right, so we're going to reach all the way up with the arms, deep breath in, and as we breathe out, we swing down. Inhale to rise, exhale to swing, inhale to rise. If you can, you're going to lift one knee up in front, and then opposite knee lifts. If you can't add the knee lift, just keep both feet down to the floor. It's absolutely okay. And if you wobble, don't panic. Just a sign you're challenging your balance. And release. Arms come down. Breathe in to prepare. And as you breathe out, just want you to roll down through the spine. I'm going to hold it at the bottom. So bend your knees slightly so your chest is in contact with the thighs. If you can, you're going to clasp your own elbows and then just gently swing the body side to side. Stay there, I'm just going to turn the music down a touch. So ragdoll pose this is. You're just gently swinging that body weight, releasing any tension from the back, from your hamstrings, from your head and your neck. All right, come to center and just relax the arms downwards. Arms to the side, bend the knees. Inhale as we lift all the way up through a flat back. Hands to prayer position overhead. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. All right, inhale to rise. And as you exhale, we're just going to side stretch over to one side. If you want a little bit more, drop that bottom hand down towards the ankle and then increase that stretch. If you prefer, you might want to stay with the arms together overhead. and release. Let's go other side. Inhale to rise. Exhale as we side bend directly over. And if you want more, take the bottom hand down and then reach towards the ankle. And release. Let's warm up through the feet. So we're going to pedal through the feet, pressing into the ball of one foot, and make sure that ankle doesn't roll out to the side. So keep that knee and ankle in alignment. Rising up and changing and change. So just breathing in and out in your own speed. Just warming up through the ankles, through the toes. Down. All right, grab yourself a little sip of water if you'd like one. Hopefully you're nice and warm now. And it's up to you which direction you want your mat. It depends on where your screen is, where you're watching me in relation to the mat. So feel free to turn it or angle it or do whatever works for you. Okay, so I'm going to come sideways on just so you can see my alignment, but you don't have to. You can have your mat forwards if you prefer. So step to the narrow end of your mat to the front, either feet together or feet hip width if you prefer. Anyone who suffers from lower back problems, have your feet apart because it gives you a more stable base. Eye gaze directly forwards and then relax through the shoulders. So this is mountain pose. Inhale as we rise to extended mountain pose, looking up towards the thumbs, and exhale as we take a forward fold. Nose to knees, lift your belly. We're just going to step back into a downward facing dog. So feet hip width apart, hands shoulder width. Make sure your middle fingers are pointing directly forwards and then spiral your elbows inwards, just so you activate all the power through your upper back, your arms and your shoulders. And just nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And if you want to, you can start to walk your dog, pedaling alternate heels, bending alternate knees. If you want to, you can take a little bit of a shift side to side with the hips, a little bit of rotation, even maybe a little bit of movement through the shoulders, whatever works for you. Drop your knees to the floor, open the knees, toes together, and sit back and stretch into child's pose. So try and get your bottom in contact with the heels, and then reach the fingers forward to elongate through your spine. All right, pressing up onto all fours, and let's come into a cat stretch. So breathe in. As you breathe out, we curve the spine up and tuck the chin. Inhale, come flat back center, and exhale as we arch into a cow stretch. And center. Sliding one arm through now into a shoulder stretch, a little rotation through the spine. So palm faces up towards the ceiling, ear towards the ground, and just feel that lovely rotation through the back. Reaching that hand as far through as you can. 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, changing sides. Inhale, exhale as we slide through. Nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And release. Coming back onto all fours, tuck in the toes, and exhale as you lift to downward dog. All right, we're going to do a little crouch movement now. So we're going to pulse. Inhale as we pulse back, bottom towards the heels. And as you exhale, we're going to come forwards into a plank. So inhale as you pulse back for 2, and exhale as you come forwards. Your option is knees down. Inhale as you pulse back for 2, and exhale to come forwards. So we're just focusing on that transition of body weight. So you're bringing your shoulders directly over the wrists. Whether you're on your knees or your toes, that body weight comes forward. We're powering up through the core and the upper body. Ready for our practice today. One more time. Lifting to downward dog. This time I want you to lift the heels high onto the balls of the feet, and as you exhale, bend the knees and come into a semi-crouch, half crouch position, squeezing the shoulder blades together, tucking the chin, and release. Heels come down, straighten the legs. Okay, we're going to come into a twist now, so I want you to walk your feet a couple of steps forward towards your hands so that your heels press down towards the floor. Anybody with tight hamstrings may need to bend their knees slightly. Okay, one arm is going to reach through, so I'm going to use my back arm and I'm going to reach to my front ankle. And I'm looking through my armpits. If you can't reach your ankle, just go for your shin or your calf, something in that general direction. So lovely rotation. Lovely stretch through the hamstrings, through the IT band slightly. And when you're ready, changing sides. Opposite arm reaches through. So this time I'm using my front arm to reach to my back ankle. And looking underneath my armpit towards the back. And release. Bending the knees, little baby steps forwards, into a forward fold, either feet together or feet hip width apart. Knees are soft, chest in contact with the legs. Bend the knees, inhale to rise all the way up. Squeeze to a little baby back bend. And exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, hopefully we're fully ready now for a sun salutation to get really, really warm. So, listen up for the options and alternatives as we move. And if you want to change your mat so you can get a better view, feel free to adjust your position. So either feet together in mountain pose or feet hip width apart if you prefer. Here we go. Inhale to rise, to extend in mountain pose. Exhale as we take a forward fold, nose towards the knees, lift the belly, tuck the chin. Inhale, flat back extension, lift the chest, hands to the shins. Exhale as we fold. Now we're going to step back into a plank today. Straight back into a plank. Later on we can jump if you want to. From here, you're going to lift up into downward facing dog. Pedal through your dog and take a couple of breaths here. Alright, both heels push down, rolling through the spine, one vertebra at a time into a high plank. Drop your knees just for the first round. I'm going to lower into chaturanga, elbows tuck in. Release, lift up halfway to baby cobra, so shoulders away from the ears. Come down, hands onto the shoulders, tuck the toes. Exhale as you lift to downward facing dog. Look forwards with the head, bend the knees, and take little baby steps forwards into our forward fold. Inhale, flat back extension. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, arms to the side. Inhale to rise. Little baby back bend if you can. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart, to the midline. Let's go other side. Inhale to rise. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back extension. Exhale and fold. Now either step straight back to plank or jump if you want to, bracing your core. This is quite challenging, we don't want to jar our back. From here, lift to downward facing dog, and let's pedal through our dog a couple of times through the feet. Press both heels down equally when you're ready. Inhale as you roll through the spine into high plank. Now either on the knees or on the toes. Exhale as you lower into chaturanga. Inhale as you lift to cobra, or if you want more, lift your hips off the floor to upward dog. Tuck the toes. Exhale, down dog. Look forwards, bend the knees, either baby steps or jump forwards, landing with the feet close to the hands. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back extension. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees. Inhale to rise all the way up. Little baby back bend. Exhale, hands to the heart. Twice more. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Breathe in, flat back extension, lengthen the spine. Breathe out to fold. Step back or jump back into plank, lifting into downward dog. And take a couple of foot pedals, pressing alternate heels down, spreading the fingers. Roll through the spine into a high plank, knees or toes, lower down into chaturanga. Roll over the toes and come to cobra or upward dog. Top the toes, exhale to down dog. Look forwards, bend the knees, baby steps forwards or jump. Forward fold, flat back extension, lower down to forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale to rise. And exhale, hands to the heart. Last time, inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, flat back extension, lift the chest. Exhale to fold, step or jump back into a plank, into downward dog, pedaling through the feet. Both heels push down when you're ready. Tuck the chin, eye gaze towards the belly button. Roll through the spine, high plank, knees or toes, into chaturanga, into cobra or upward dog, shoulders away from the ears. Tuck the toes, and lift to down dog. Bend your knees, look forwards, step or jump, into forward fold. Inhale, flat back extension. Exhale, fold again. Bend the knees. Inhale to rise, squeeze to baby back bend, and exhale, hands to the heart. All right, lovely. Shake yourselves out and grab yourself a little drink of water if you'd like one. Okay, so when we're ready, let's come back to our mat. We're going to go into a strength sequence now. So we're going to start with chair pose. Feet together, squeeze up through the inner thighs and through the knees, ankles, everything through the midline of the body. We're going to inhale as we rise up with the arms. And you can either have your arms apart or you can have your hands together in prayer position if you prefer. It's up to you. And as you exhale, take a seat like you're sitting back on a chair. So if I show you from the side, you're here. Okay, so weight back on the heels, toes are light. Draw the abdominals in and just check that you're not arching your back, so don't put too much pressure on the back. As you exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper with the hips. And then as you inhale, rise all the way up, hands to prayer position. And as you exhale, step or jump the feet wide. All right, turning the right toes out, left toes forward, square the hips to the front. So we inhale, and as we exhale, we come into warrior two. You might want to take a couple of bounces into this posture, just to find the depth and the range of motion, range of movement. Knee directly over ankle, and then push that knee out in line with the middle toes. If anybody wants more, you can lift that front heel or not. So back little toe presses down, lengthen that back leg, front knee aiming to be horizontal, parallel with the floor or ceiling. Eye gaze can be forwards, or it can be over the middle finger, whatever works for you. Let's extend our warrior. So inhale to reach, exhale, elbow to thigh, and then back arm overhead, squaring the ribs towards the front. If you want more, reach the hand to the ankle, drop the hips, and elongate through the spine. If anybody wants more, come to a half bind, reaching the hand for the back, for that thigh, or full bind, clasping the hands underneath, keeping the shoulders stacked. Square even, not stacked. So what you don't want to do is collapse the body like this. You want to keep the body facing to the front. When you're ready, coming back into your warrior two. I'm going to shift our weight into our front leg, take the hand on the thigh, and come into floating half moon now. So, extend the arms out diagonally, lift the back leg, flexing the foot, pushing the heel away, and sink into your supporting knee. If you If you wobble, just pop your toe on the floor and reset your balance. Come back into that warrior two. And then rising up, turn the toes forwards. Wide leg, forward fold. Hands towards the floor. And relax the body forwards. Try and have the majority of the weight over the balls of the feet rather than on the heels, as that will enable you to get a better stretch through your hamstrings. If you prefer, you might want to hold on to your ankles, or you might want to hook your first two fingers around your big toes and pull the head down towards the ground. Nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. Then arms to the side, inhale to rise. And exhale, just release the arms, roll through the shoulders. And let's repeat that sequence on the other side. So left toes turn out, right toes forwards, hips are square to the front. Inhale, as you exhale into warrior two on the other side. And take a couple of bounces if you want to find that depth and range of the posture. Pushing the knee out and squaring the body to the front. If you want more, you might want to lift the heel or not. Press the back little toe down. You've got a straight leg at the back. Power through that back foot. Extended warrior, so inhale to reach. Exhale as you place the elbow to the thigh and then take the back arm overhead. So what we're trying to avoid is this position here. Keep the body square and the armpit open. If you want more, hand to the ankle, drop the hips a little bit more and elongate through the spine, extending right up to the fingertips. If you want more, come to a half bind or a full bind, or stay in the extended warrior or on the option. Alright, inhale to lift and exhale back into warrior two. We're going to transition into our floating half moon now. So when you're ready, front hand to the thigh, shift that body weight, sink into your supporting leg, reach the arms out diagonally, and then lift the back leg and kick that heel away. Focus your eye gaze to help you with balance. One more breath, and then dropping back into our warrior two. Rising all the way up, turning the toes forwards. If you found your head touched the floor easily last time, walk your feet a little bit closer together to make it more challenging for yourself. So exhale as you come forwards, hands towards the floor. If you want to hold on to the ankles or hook your first two fingers around the toes, please do so. Arms to the side, inhale, lift all the way up through a flat back, hands to prayer position, and as you exhale, step or jump the feet together, hands to the heart, and shake out. How are we doing for time? We're all good. Okay, so some balance work now. We did a titchy bit of balance in that strength sequence. We're going to come into mountain pose. Focus the eye gaze forwards, engage through the core, and relax the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to start with tree pose today. So picking up one foot, placing the foot to the inside of the thigh, of the standing leg, or you can place the foot onto the ankle, excuse me, gasping, or place the toe on the floor. So lifting up tall through the crown of the head, and have that two-way pressure, so you're pressing the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot, yeah? Lifting up tall through the crown of the head, and then when you're ready, fingertips rise if possible, sliding the shoulders away from the ears. Opening the arms out to the side and taking hold of the back of that thigh. Focus the eye gaze. Option to stay here, or if you want more, you can either straighten the leg out or you can get 2 fingers, hook them around the big toe and extend the leg from there. One more breath and release. Feet come together into mountain pose. Let's repeat that on the other side. So starting with tree pose. Hands to the heart. Positive energy between the fingertips, lifting up tall through the crown of the head. Fingertips rise when you're ready. And slide the shoulders away from the ears. Keep breathing, keep focusing. Opening the arms and take the hold behind the back of the thigh. Okay, find that balance. An option to stay here, or you can extend the leg, or 2 fingers around the big toe and lengthen out. And release. Come into mountain pose and just shake yourselves out. Well done. Alright, come down onto the knees now, onto your mat. And again, it doesn't matter which way your mat's facing. So I want you to come onto all fours and then walk your hands forward slightly, drop the hips forward, so you're in like a plank on the knees. From here, you're going to step your front leg around the outside of the hand. Doesn't matter which leg you go first with. So drop the hips forward, so we get a nice stretch through the back hip flexor. Okay, we're going to take a twist. So front hand onto the thigh, and you might need to adjust the opposite hand just to find your balance. More, you might want to wrap that hand behind the back, or you might prefer to stay on the thigh. If you want a little bit more still, you might want to hook your opposite elbow in, bring the hands to prayer position, and then shift the hips forwards. Advanced option if you want even more, tuck your back toes under and lift the knee, straightening that back leg. More still, reaching the arms out. And release, hands to the floor, drop the knee to the floor, sit back and stretch into child's pose, bottom to heels. Okay, we're going to repeat that on the other side. So pressing back onto all fours, shift the hips forward, so you're in like a plank on the knees. And this time your opposite leg steps around the outside. If you need to use your hand to help, that's absolutely okay. If you need to modify this with a block or a cushion, you can always pop one wherever you need to, just to lift the hand up higher, whatever feels good. So we're going to twist towards the back, or I'm twisting to the back. It depends on which way your mat is facing. So hand to the thigh, and then adjust the opposite hand over if you need to. Dropping that hip forward, so we're getting a nice stretch through the hip flexor. If you want a little more, take the hand behind. And if you want more still, you're hooking the elbow in, making that prayer position. So we're in that prayer position, hooking the elbow around the thigh. If you want more still, tuck the back toes under, straighten out the back leg. And if you wish, opening out through the arms. When you're ready, hands down, back knee drops down, and sit back and stretch into child's pose. Alright, lying down on the front, I'm going to come into bow pose now. So folding the arms, and it's up to you if you want to do one-legged bow pose or double leg, 2 legs. So we're going to bend one knee, flex the foot, and reach around for the ankle. Opposite arm extends, And as you exhale, you're pushing that foot up to the sky, squeezing through your buttocks and pushing as high as you can with that foot. So you're really, really lifting, if possible, the front of the thigh off the floor and pushing the hips down to the ground. If you want to, you can go for both legs together. If not, stay on one leg for now. And if you're on one leg, when you're ready, change sides to your opposite leg. If you're on two, stay where you are. Squeezing knees, inner thighs slightly, so your legs remain hip width apart. And release, hands under shoulders, sit back and stretch. You can either come with the arms forwards, or you can take the arms back and turn your head to one side. Or if you've got a cushion or your block, you may want to rest your cheek just on that, just to find a bit more of a comfortable position. So it's up to you. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of core work now. In the warm-up, we did a crouch into plank, so we're going to revisit that now. So coming up, hands under shoulders. All right, you're going to tuck your toes, lift to downward dog. All right, from here, we're going to inhale as you pulse back to that crouch again, and exhale as we come forwards to plank. Inhale, inhale, exhale forward, drawing the abdominals in. If anybody wants to work a little harder, as you come forwards into your plank, lift one leg. And again, opposite leg rises. So it's all about that transition of body weight, bringing those shoulders right over the wrists. The leg raise is optional, or you've got the option of doing it on the knees, with or without the leg raise. If anybody wants to work a little bit harder, you're going to add a little tricep press up into chaturanga. And up again. Oh, my elbow's clicking, that's healthy. Either on the knees or the toes. Keep that body locked, abdominals braced. And release. Sit back and stretch. Again, arms forwards or arms back. And if you want to use your block or your cushion, feel free to do so. All right, coming on to the bottom. And if you want to, grab your block or your cushion to sit on. Just helps to elongate the spine more, so feel free to use it if you want to. We're going to come into a modified half lotus. So tucking one leg in, flexing the foot and placing it over the top. Now, if you can't manage to get into a modified half lotus, just cross that foot in front of the opposite leg, pushing the knee out towards the side. Sitting up tall on the sit bones, hands behind, and then lifting through the chest, sliding the shoulders away from the ears. So you can stay here. If you want a little bit more, hands come in front and then start to reach the fingertips forwards. So depending on where you're tight, you might feel more of a stretch through your hip, might be more through your glutes, through your buttock area. Depends on where we're tighter and where we're more flexible. Okay, roll yourself all the way up, and let's repeat that with the other leg. So opposite leg, flex the foot, cross the ankle over, and open the knee to the side. Option to just place that foot in front if you prefer. Hands behind, lifting through the chest, squeezing shoulder blades together. And make sure you're really high on your sit bones, equally pressing with both sides of the bottom. If you want more, start to reach the fingers forwards. as you inhale, rolling all the way up, and exhale, release. Okay, opening the legs wide into a wide leg stick pose. And again, if you want to sit on your block, feel free to do so. Either straight legs or bent legs. We're going to do a side bend. So as you inhale, one arm rises, and as we exhale, we C-shape through the spine, going directly sideways. So try not to close the body and turn to face the leg. Try and keep both sides of the rib cage directly forwards. Nice deep breaths, in and out through the nose. Inhale to rise, and exhale to change sides. Inhale to rise, and exhale, just relax the shoulders. Slowly bring the legs together and turn yourself around so you're on your mat. Alright, we're going to come into a reverse plank position now. It's the tabletop counterbalance pose. So, taking the hands behind you and turn the fingers to face the sides. You can either do this with one leg bent, one leg straight. Advanced option is two legs straight, or if you want a little bit less, or if you've got lower back problems, keep both knees bent and come into that box position. So I'm going to go for the middle option. I'm going to breathe in, and as I breathe out, I lift the hips, squeezing through the shoulder blades, squeezing through the bottom. And slowly lower down. If you're on one leg, change legs. If you're on two legs, stay where you are. We're going to go again. So breathing in. As you breathe out, press and squeeze. So squeezing the shoulder blades and try not to let the hips drop down. Push the hips high up towards the sky. Head slightly back, eye gaze up. And release. Lift the bottom so you're right up high on the sit bones. Inhale to rise up with the arms, and as we exhale, forward fold. If you need to, you've got the option of bending the knees, resting the elbows on the shins, your choice. As you exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Slowly rolling all the way up, arms reach overhead, and release. Okay, bend the knees, shuffle your bottom forwards, and take a lie down on your back. Bring the knees into the chest, and take a gentle rock side to side. Okay, we're going to come into waterfall pose. So extending the legs up, flex the feet if you can. Option just to relax the feet if it's too much. Reaching the arms out to the side, palms up to the ceiling. And I want you to imagine you can feel the water trickling down past your heels, past your ankles, your calves, backs of the knees, and down your hamstrings. And that water is leaving your legs feeling elongated, extended, and nice and warm. So breathe into the back of the body. When you're ready, bending the knees, coming into extended butterfly pose. So soles of the feet together, open the knees wide like the pages of a book. Reaching the arms overhead and hold on to your own elbows. Tuck the chin down to the chest so the back of the neck is long. And just breathe into the back of the rib cage. Just allowing that body to start to relax. Moving into some relaxation and meditation now, Savasana. So if you want to put a jumper on or some socks or grab a blanket, feel free to do so. And then choose a position that's comfortable for yourself. So you might want to stay here. You might want to extend out into corpse pose and either have the palms up to the ceiling or maybe rest the hands on the belly. Anybody with a tender lower back, you may prefer to bend the knees, let the knees fall in, feet on the floor. You might even want to come onto your side, come into child's pose, or even seated with your back leaning against a sofa or a wall. So closing your eyes, finding a comfortable position, and just allow yourself to become internal. Anything external, so anything that's happening in your house right now, try to switch off from it as much as you can and try to just focus on allowing your mind to be calm and peaceful. Follow the rhythm of your breath. Start to allow the breath to become slower and deeper. Just check in with your heart rate and your pulse and see how quickly or slowly it's beating right now. We want to try and slow everything down. Just see how the heart rate creates its rhythm throughout your body, as well as the rhythm of the breath. Just allow the weight of the body to sink into the ground, softening the muscles. Get rid of any tension, any tightness, any stress, wherever you may feel it in the body. So just check in with the neck and the shoulders. You tend to hold a lot of stress and tension in that area. So just allow the shoulders to relax away from the ears. Just allow that tension to drain away. Start to gently wiggle your fingers and toes, bring them back to life. Maybe start to circle your wrists and your ankles if you feel ready. And then do what feels good for your body. So you might want to take a couple of head turns to stretch out through your neck from side to side. You might want to go straight into a full body stretch and reach out your arms and legs. You might want to bring the knees into the chest and give them a hug. Maybe take a gentle rock side to side. So do what feels good for your body right now. And then take your time, try not to make any sudden movements. Just roll yourself onto one side of the body and then just open your eyes and become aware of the space around you. Slowly using your arms to push yourself up to a seated position. And again, if you want to sit on your block or your cushion, please do so. So you can either cross the legs or come to a half lotus or have the legs bent or straight, whatever works for you. Just opening the palms and the hands up to the ceiling. Breathing in as we lift up tall through the crown of the head. And as you breathe out, just slide the shoulders away from the ears. Let's add the arms. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands come to the heart. One more time, inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a little bow. join me live, which is usually the case at the moment. It is early for a Sunday, but hopefully some people will do it on catch up later. So if you do the class, just write me a little comment if you can, just so I know you've watched it and you've done it. Thanks guys, have a great day, see you soon, bye.